The following is a presentation of the Missouri Sports Network.
Hey, good morning, Missouri, and welcome to the morning update here on the Missouri Sports Network. Certainly glad that you've tuned in wherever you may be listening from. Maybe you're getting ready for work, getting ready for practice, or getting ready just for another Monday. Here we are on the first Monday here in August of 2025. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. As we look at the scoreboard, Major League box score from yesterday, August the 3rd, was Miami over the Yankees 7-3. San Francisco defeated the Mets 12-4. Minnesota over Cleveland 5-4. Chicago Cubs 5-3 over Baltimore. Also, Pittsburgh defeats Colorado 9-5. Arizona 6-4 over the Athletics. Los Angeles Angels 8-5 over the Chicago White Sox, and the San Diego Padres defeat the Cardinals 7-3. Seattle over Texas 5-4. Philadelphia shuts out Detroit 2-0. And coming up here later today, Pittsburgh, San Francisco, and Minnesota is in Detroit. Major League Baseball standings right now, as you look at the American League and the American League Central, Detroit has an 8-game lead over Cleveland, 8.5 over the Royals, 12 over the Twins, and the White Sox are 22.5 back in the Central. In the American League East, Toronto with a 3-game lead over Boston, 4.5 over the Yankees, 10 over Tampa Bay, 13.5 over Baltimore. Boston 8-2 over the last 10. They've picked up 4 games on Toronto over the past 10 games. And in the American League West, it's Houston with a 2.5-game lead over Seattle. Houston just 2-8 over their last 10. Texas with they're 4.5 back. The Angels are 8 back, and the Athletics are 14 back. Looking at the National League Central, the Milwaukee Brewers have a 2-game lead over the Cubs, 9.5 over Cincinnati, and 12 over the Cardinals. Pittsburgh is 19.5 back. In the National League East, Philadelphia with a half-game lead over the Mets, 7.5 over Miami. Atlanta is 15.5 back. Washington, 19 games out of first. And in the National League West, it's the Dodgers by 3 over San Diego, 9 over San Francisco, 12 games ahead of Arizona. And the Rockies are 34.5 games out of first place with a record of 30 wins and 81 losses. My goodness. In the wild card, in the AL wild card, Texas is 2 games out right now in the wild card position. You have Boston, which has a 2-game lead in the wild card. The Yankees a half-game lead. Seattle's even in the wild card of the season we're in today. Boston, the Yankees, and Seattle would be your American League wild card teams. Texas is 2 back. Cleveland at 3 back. The Royals just 3.5 games out. They've won 7 out of their last 10 here. Tampa Bay is 5 out of the wild card, while the White Sox now trailing. They're 17 games back of the wild card. In the National League wild card race, obviously Philadelphia, Milwaukee, and the Dodgers all leading their division. The Cubs have a 3.5-game lead in the wild card, while the Mets 1-game lead in the wild card over San Diego, who claims that last wild card spot at this time. Cincinnati is 4 out of the wild card. San Francisco 6 out. Miami is 6 out. The Cardinals 6.5 out. Arizona at 9 out. Pittsburgh 14 out. So is Atlanta. And Colorado Rockies are 31.5 games out of the lead. Looking at your leaderboard, in Major League Baseball, your MLB stat leaders, overall batting average, Judge still hitting .342. Will Smith of the Dodgers is at .324. Jeremy Pena is .322. Jonathan Aranda, is hitting .316. Jacob Wilson at .312. Home run leaders, Cal Raleigh still leads. He's got a home run lead over Kyle Schwarber and Shohei Ohtani. Both have 38. Aaron Judge at 37 and Eugenio Suarez at 36. RBIs, Kyle Schwarber leads with 88. Well, he's tied with Cal Raleigh. They both have 88. Eugenio Suarez with 87. Pete Alonso with 86. And Aaron Judge with 85. Hits, Bo Bichette of Toronto with 138. Manny Machado with 129. Also Aaron Judge with 129. Trey Turner with 128. Also Luis Arias at 128. Stolen bases, Jose Caballero with 35. Odell Cruz with 34. Jose Ramirez with 32. Chandler Simpson 32, and Ellie De La Cruz with 30. On the pitching side, wins, Garrett Crochet of Boston has 12, as does Max Fried of the Yankees with 12, and Freddie Peralta of Milwaukee also with 12. Tariq Skubal and Kramer Valdez with both with 11. Your ERA leaders, Paul Skeens at 2.02, Tariq Skubal at 2.18, Garrett Crochet at 2.23, Matthew Boyd of the Chicago Cubs at 2.34, and Christopher Sanchez of the Phillies at 2.40. Saves, Robert Suarez of San Diego with 32, Carlos Estevez of Kansas City with 28 saves, Josh Hader with Houston with 28, Jeff Hoffman, Toronto with 26, and Andres Munoz with 25 for Seattle. Strikeouts, Zach Wheeler of the Phillies with 182, Tariq Skubal 181, Garrett Crochet at 175, Dylan Cease of San Diego with 162. Got to see him yesterday against the Cardinals. Carlos Rendon of the Yankees at 156. Quality starts, Zach Wheeler is 16, as does Kramer Valdez. Mitch Keller with Pittsburgh with 15, Matthew Boyd of the Chicago Cubs with 15, and Logan Webb with 15. Those are your Major League scores, stats, and updates here, and standings as well here on the Missouri Sports Network. We'll be right back after a message from Central Bank of the Ozarks.
Things are a little tight for Terrence right now. But they won't be for long, because Central Bank makes it easier for customers like Terrence to dream bigger.
More room would be nice.
With mortgage solutions that can open the door to more space.
That's what I'm talking about.
For his growing family.
Growing family?
Honey, guess what?
You got this, buddy.
Hey, welcome back to the morning update here on the Missouri Sports Network. On this date in history, 1910 MLB pitching duel, Philadelphia A's Jack Coombs and White Sox Ed Walsh pitched to a 0-0 tie over 16 innings. In 1922, Lizzie Murphy becomes the first female to play against Major League Baseball players in a charity exhibition. All-Stars from New England and the American League versus the Boston Red Sox at Fenway Park. Now, on this date, 1929, Cleveland Indians trailing 6-5 in the ninth with 2 outs, score an AL record, tying 9 runs with 2 outs to beat the Yankees 14-6. And then on this date, 1934, Giants outfielder and future Hall of Famer Mel Ott becomes the first player in MLB history to score 6 runs in a game as New York beats Philadelphia Phillies 21-4. On this date, 1936, American athlete Jesse Owens wins his second gold medal at the Berlin Olympics, defeating German Lutz Long in the long jump final with an Olympic long jump record. This date, 1936, American Helen Stevens wins the 100-meter in 11.5 seconds at the Berlin Olympics, defeating controversial intersex athlete Stanislaw Wałęsa of Poland. I have no clue what that means. In 1941, Brooklyn Dodgers catcher Mickey Owen becomes the first MLB player to catch 3 foul pop-ups in 1 inning, which was the third in an 11-6 win against the New York Giants. On this date, 1945, American golfer Byron Nelson wins the Canadian Open at Uplands at Thornhill Country Club for a record 11th consecutive PGA victory on his way to a record season tally of 18 wins. On this date in 1945, Red Sox outfielder Tom McBride drives in an MLB record-tying 6 runs in an inning, which was the 4th inning during a 15-4 win against Washington. And in 1947, American boxer Ike Williams knocks out Bob Montgomery in 6 rounds in Philadelphia to unify the world lightweight title. In 1948, an American sweep of the medals in the 110-meter hurdles at London Olympics, with William Porter taking gold ahead of Clyde Scott and Craig Dixon. And in 1948, the women's shot put was introduced to the track and field program at the London Olympics. Inaugural gold medalist Micheline Ostermeyer of France also wins the women's discus in gold that year. And in 1953, New York Yankees pitcher Vic Rashi sets an MLB record for pitcher by driving in 7 runs in a 15-0 win over Detroit. On this date, 1980, 7-time All-Star Maury Wills becomes only the 3rd black manager in MLB history when Darryl Johnson is fired by the Seattle Mariners after a 9-game losing streak. On this date, 1985, future Hall of Fame infielder Rod Carew of the California Angels singles off Minnesota's Frank Viola to collect his 3,000th career Major League hit in the Angels' 6-5 win. On this date, 1985, New York Yankees retire Baseball Hall of Fame shortstop Phil Rizzuto's number 10, never to be worn again by a Yankee. On this date, 1985, Tom Seaver of the Chicago White Sox becomes the 17th pitcher to win 300 career Major League Baseball games, defeating New York 4-1 at Yankee Stadium in front of nearly 55,000 people. On this date, 1993, Tony Gwynn gets 6 hits in an 11-10 win against the Giants. It's the 4th time in the 1993 season that the Padre has more than 5 hits, has 5 or more hits in a single game, tying a Major League Baseball record. In 1995, following a suspension from the league for substance abuse, former Mets outfielder Darryl Strawberry joins the New York Yankees and eventually helps the Brock Bombers win the 1996 World Series. In 1996, Jim Bunning, Earl Weaver, and Bill Foster and Ned Hanlon are inducted in the Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown, New York. On this date in 2007, 32-year-old Alex Rodriguez becomes the youngest player in Major League Baseball history to hit 500 home runs, connecting on the first pitch he sees as the New York Yankees defeat the Kansas City Royals 16-8. Also on this date in 2007, Barry Bonds homers off of Clay Hensley in the 2nd inning of a 3-2 loss to San Diego to tie Hank Aaron's 33-year-old Major League Baseball career home run record at 755. You're listening to the Morning Update here on the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. And hey, do something nice for somebody today. It may not change your future or your past, but it will change your future. Do something nice for somebody today. Go out and make somebody smile. It's a Monday. It's the first Monday in August. Next Monday, August 11th, is the first day of fall sports practice season here in the state of Missouri. We'll be getting out fall sports schedules in volleyball, soccer, and football throughout the week. Everybody have a great day. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us, take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe. Be smart.